man. Can I get a chance to talk to you? 'Cause you are fooling with a dead man's props, and you don't know what you do. So you say you have a lover, and you love her like no other. So you buy her a diamond that someone's died. Oh, don't you think there's something wrong with this? Tell me, who's responsible for what we teach our children? Is it the internet or the stars on television? Why, oh, why? Why, oh, why, oh? Oh, so little Lucy turns 60, and like the movie she's been seeing, she has a lover in that daddy. She can't tell nobody till she met the evening news, for there is fire on the mountain.
Yes, Daybreak Show, Rock City 101.9 FM in the city of Abeokuta. We are looking at the attempt by the government of Muhammadu Buhari to revisit the sale of Nigeria's only telecommunication, mobile telecommunication. It's been as old as the country itself. We have online Gafar Olusegun, a telecommunication expert. Good morning, Gafar.
Good morning, Mr. Dole.
Oh, all right.
Good morning, Nigeria.
Yeah. Gafar, you heard the report, attempt to revisit the sale of NITEL, Nigeria's only telecommunication business. What went through your mind?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Dole and Nigerians. My name is Gafar Olusegun Ismaila, once again, and we used to discuss concerning these NITEL sales. You can see that we are in an era of pro. But despite this fact, we have to be very, very careful and also face the issue. Because history is a story told for our future to be written in gold. For this future to be written in gold, some things have to be right. The sales of NITEL then was not in good faith. Because if you look at the amount this NITEL and MTEL mobile arm of NITEL was sold, was shady. There was no transparency, and you can see that there was no sincerity of purpose. The sales was made for $252 million, and if you look at it, during the course, $252 million, if I'm not mistaken. Now, during the course of the bidding for the licensing of GSM in Nigeria, you can see that for any license to be given to any telecom operator, you have to pay well over $250 million, only for license. And now, some consortium will now come and say they are taking over the national carrier for $262 million. I think it's very ridiculous. Why am I saying this? I would like to come down to the level of all the listeners by not using some too many technical jargons today. Number one, let us start like this. NITEL is having presence in all the states of the Federation, nearly all the local governments of the Federation. If you are to be very, very typical and be objective in this discussion, you will see that the value of landed property for NITEL alone is very, very huge. Hello?
You are on air.
Now, if you come to Lagos alone, NITEL is having well over almost 15-story building in the heart of Lagos Marina. The value of property alone, that place is well over $1 billion, $1 billion naira. And not to talk of other eyebrow areas that we are having present. Now, what are you now saying to all this? With only property alone, NITEL is undervalued, number one. Technically, NITEL is having very solid backbone, SDH backbone. Backbone is a piece of transport in which you can carry your traffic from one place to the other. And we are saying the company is having a very large backbone, and such a backbone will just be sold. Such a backbone will just be sold quickly like that. I don't think they are accepting that. And also, if you remember very well, the winding up of NITEL, NITEL was having Factory, which was the internet media gateway to Nigeria, which was very, very functioning. If you are paying property, it's nothing. Backbone is nothing. What about the Star3, which was the only internet media gateway to Nigeria? How can you say you are selling such a viable venture with such a very cheap amount of money? I'm telling you frankly, there are so many things we need to visit in this country. All the operators are planning to bank. Fine, telecommunication industry is a capital intensive project. I believe that. Are you talking of the capital expenditures or the operational expenses? But at the same time, is the return on investment in telecom is very, very high. And the sales of NITEL, hello?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
You're on air.
Okay, thank you. The NITEL as a company then, and every young graduate of Nigeria will be looking forward to either work in NITEL, if not NPC. If you are saying that government is not having any business in doing business, is a wrong ideology.
Now,
you have British telecoms, you have Chinese telecoms, you have other countries that are having their own national carriers. I'm telling you frankly, with only interconnectivity alone, NITEL should be able to stand and be profitable.
Now,
hello.
You're saying that from what you've said so far about the assets, the structures, the backbone, and all that, and you actually said that NITEL is viable. But how profitable would you say NITEL was when NITEL was still existing?
Fine, thank you very much. I was never a staff or resources of NITEL. I work with a private vendor telecom company. I'm telling you, if you look at this issue strategically, NITEL was very viable. All the operators in Nigeria then were going through NITEL for interconnectivity.
If it was viable, how come it had to be sold? How come it wasn't profitable?
Fine. If you say something is viable, imagine you are more or less enjoying monopoly. Every call, every traffic in the country is going through a vendor. You know the meaning? Meaning, if that vendor places, the whole subscribers actually school. It's like if InterSwiss places in Nigeria, all the Nigerian bank customers actually school. That's just the meaning. So the monopoly there alone is a money spinning for NITEL. Interconnectivity alone is a very viable venture for NITEL. Star3 alone is also a very viable venture to NITEL. I'm telling you, what we just need to do then was to restructure and also have a very good psyche of that government business is a serious business. Not that government business, I can do it anyhow. If that psyche is there, I'm telling you frankly, they can move this industry forward, and even NITEL can be a very, very good source of revenue for government. Not only the oil industry. The money from telecommunications industry can compete very well with the return on investment. Yes.
No, go on, conclude. Hello, Gafar.
Yes.
All right. Now, which one will you opt for after the revisit? If government decides it was going to bring it back, which one will you opt for? For NITEL, MTEL, to be in the hands of the state, or to again be sold to private hands?
If government is to take a decision, it's a very critical decision, because in any nation, people are very key. I repeat, any democracy, people are very key. Government must seek the opinion of both the masses and the investors. Why are government ventures not working? Except if you are not sincere, everybody knows that it's due to negligence, corruption, high-handedness, and co. So if we can eliminate this, we can move forward. If otherwise, transparency should be seen towards the sale of this investment, so that the investment can be judiciously spent, and they have to tell us where they want to channel that investment to. And I'm telling you frankly, let me give you an instance. If NITEL is still existing, and NITEL says fine, we are selling some of our parts to the private vendors, operators. Now let us maintain only backbone. The implication is to every backbone, every be it microwave or fiber optic backbone in the country will be owned by NITEL. Let me give you an instance. Imagine MTN is going through NITEL, and MTN is not having any fiber optic backbone. Airtel is going through NITEL. Airtel is not having any fiber optic backbone or any backbone at all. Let's say global comes in national carrier. Let's say NITEL is also paying through to NITEL for providing backbone. The implication is there will be job opportunities. There will be a lot of return on investment for the government. The security will be enhanced. Also, the issue of all these indiscriminate installations of telecom infrastructure to be checkmate, the higher space will be better managed, and you will realize that there will be structure, because the issue is the operator is informing the government we are launching in certain areas so this is government giving them, is NITEL giving them the sites and the date at which they can provide that service, and all goes on. But what do you see on our road now? You see MTN fiber optic cable, you will see Airtel fiber optic cable, you will see Etisalat, you will see Multilink, you will see Starcom, you will see Vitafone. All these are missing. It's high time we put things in order and take the sense of governance and deliver the due process to our teeming population. We should walk the walk and not talk the walk. So the process in which Buhari wants to engage in now, by trying to probe the sales of this NITEL, is right direction. It should take as many, it should correct as many as possible, so that the upcoming generation will see things in their right senses, and we know that these are the way things should be done, and not other way around. Hello?
Now, if NITEL, if the government would consider resuscitating NITEL or getting it back and making it a national carrier, which some have actually questioned, that we don't really need a national carrier, but we need, a body that will oversee or monitor this private telecommunications. But in your own view, how do you think NITEL, if the government would bring it back, or if the government would make it a national carrier, how do you think the government could...
Can you please come again? I can't hear you. Singing.
Now, Hello, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
If the federal government would choose to bring back NITEL or MTEL and make it a national carrier, how do you think the government could go about it to make it not just a viable but also a profitable venture?
Okay, thank you very much. Now we are in an era of private-public partnership, PPP. There is no crime in, I told you during the course of this discussion, the government can sell some parts, some departments, and leave some with the government to run. And it's going to be very, very profitable. All these are like going to be a joint venture issue. And if it's a joint venture, government will have a presence, the private investor will also have a presence. The way out is, during the negotiation, they can pay off some of these so-called investors that brought it over. I'm telling you, and I stand being corrected, the property of NITEL is enough to pay all these investors. Not even talk of their technical way. Now, when you now talk of the technical hardware, Satiri alone is the money in investment for Nigeria. I stand being corrected. Satiri alone was before the close on NITEL. I was never in some of NITEL, but I'm monitoring things closely as a telecom engineer. Ask anybody. Satiri investment alone, it took Globacom so many years before they can launch their Global submarine cable. And we're talking of starting business. So it's a very viable venture. Despite the fact that the capital expenses of telecoms is higher, also the OPEX is higher, operational expenses, because essentially everything is going to be imported. We're talking of billions of dollars and euros. But at the same time, I'm very, very convinced that we can still make money from NITEL as a national carrier, or as a joint partnership venture with other investors.
All right. Thank you very much for your contribution on Citizens
It's a
Forum.
pleasure having me on there. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.
All right, that's the voice of Gafar Olusegun Ismaila, a telecom engineer in his own right, talking about the advantages, the need, why the president or the administration of Muhammadu Buhari should revisit the sale of the NITEL mobile communication service. That's the pride of Nigeria in those days, really. All you know, he talked about in those days when you are looking for a job, that's where you go to. It's either you work for NIPOS, PWD, or NITEL. Those are the areas where to work is readily available in all spheres. Well, those are stories. Now it's all gone. It's sad, really, if you look at it, that the current GSM service provider that we use, that we all use, all had to use the facilities as takeoff of NITEL or MTEL. Now they are doing fine in all respect. They are doing fine, while our own is gone down under.
I think the major problem we have is just our attitude to government ventures. Once we hear that it's the government owned, it's, we handle it with levity. We just take things the way they are and just do things anyhow. I think if that can be checked, if our attitude to to whatever it's called the government, if we can have the right attitude towards handling it right, I tell you, things may just work out. But I'm still not convinced about this, sincerely, because we still have, look at the Nigeria Airways. Today we cannot even talk about a national carrier anymore. Nigeria Airways is gone, and it seems it's gone for real. Okay, and so many other government ventures like that we cannot even point out. You point out rather today, simply because they couldn't sustain, or they couldn't live through the challenges. They couldn't move through, and we couldn't sustain them. And like some would readily say, it's simply because of corruption. Corruption has destroyed everything.
Gabriel, do you think the concentration now on this NITEL thing should be bringing it back to life, or just ensuring that the properties were appropriately, adequately disposed, sold, rather than trying to bring the service back to operate?
I tell you, it's going to be a hard task, as it were, if they have to bring the service on. I think it will be another challenge for the government to start monitoring that. We're still battling with NNPC. We're battling with so many other, government-owned businesses, as it were. And, they ought to be businesses, but we cannot call them businesses today because they're not profitable in any way. And they're not even rendering the services, or Nigerians are not really feeling their impact or enjoying their services. So why should we bring NITEL or MTEL back? Maybe for now, I would say it should be put on hold.
That's what we look at. What will your position? What will your opinion be? Do you think it's right now for NITEL to be brought back, or should we just forget it and let it be gone for good? We'll be back. Don't go anywhere.
If you're there for Nigeria, say a prayer for Nigeria. If you're the diaspora, say a prayer. Oh, Nigeria, listen. Now so we go there, we go sit down 24/7. No work and no pay. Our children they play on top empty belly. Who like show us the way? Say we go send our picking go school, then we fail, then we go blend, them go end up in jail. Power holding our best friend because not only them remember send us mail. Nigeria, hello, una know they fail. You say the country the way low, una still stay low. Our happiness is covered with a veil of sadness. Mighty men are still falling together, madness. Ooh Lord, we asking for the oil of gladness. You've been like kids in the streets, helpless, homeless. Baba God, why yo? Now the question we did ask them, why yo? And we know that answer as for me, I go carry broom, sweep my upper room. Lock myself, I know to see the sun or moon. No chop, I go pass morning, evening, even afternoon. Soon, people go assume, say I meet my doom inside my room. I know go move even if say I hear boom. Say now what's in America do kaboom. I go resume on my altar with scapular, rosary, crucifix, holy oil, holy water, holy Bible, mustard seed, break bread, drink wine, take holy communion. I don't retire to the fire to the speaking tongues. All I wanna say is that them go hear my prayer from heaven, 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 heaven. All I wanna say is that them go hear my prayer from heaven, heaven, heaven. Because I go to pray, sote, I, sote, 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 sote. Sote, 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 la. I write you a yeki sote. Sote, 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 la. Until I pray sote. Sote, 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 la. I go to pray sote. Barren woman go born me twins sote. Panadol go to cure AIDS, sote, 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 la. I go to pray, sote. Religious crisis no go day, sote. Christian and Muslim go to pray together, sote.
Alright, it's good to know that you are still there listening to us on Rock City 101.9 FM here in the city of Abeokuta. The Daybreak Show, Citizens Forum. And what do we have on the front burner? What is the issue on the table for you parliamentarians to discuss, to look, let's debate, let's talk intelligently about the attempt of the present administration to revisit the sale of Nigeria's only telecom service, NITEL. Really, there are so many of them. They came long after NITEL or NITEL came into existence. Today they are doing well, they are doing good, they are doing fine. Only good adjective you have, you can use to describe the operators in terms of profit making and operation, really, not in terms of services you and I get from them, but our own cannot find its feet where these ones are doing well. Well, will that visit by the administration, will it bring any ray of hope? Is it necessary? Rather than have it back, do you think assets should just be sold and let NITEL or whatever it is called rest in peace?
Hello. All right. You just said something about probably letting NITEL or NITEL rest in peace. That's expression so scary. I tell you, once we get to hear rest in peace, it sends shivers, it sends fear down a spine. And sincerely, in as much as I am hoping that something can be done about it, we still have to be conscious of what we can make out of it. It's not just about having it come back so that it could compete with the private sectors. It's just got to be what Nigerians can benefit from, what Nigerians can be happy to put or invest into. And it's not just about national carrier, let it have the name of Nigeria on it. Let it be said that we have a government-owned telecommunication. It should go beyond that. All right, the numbers to call are 0809-868-7344 or 0909-146-9670. You can also be part of this by sending your comment via the short code 32120. Type rock, leave a space, type your message, include the name, and send to 32120. Who is the first caller? Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm the Mary. Good morning. My name is Ismaila Johnson.
All right, glad to have you.
Yes. You see, the Nigerian situation, especially with the past administration, they only came into power to change Nigerians. Why on earth would that company for such a ridiculous amount? It's only in Nigeria that we don't have national carriers. No Nigerian Airways, no Nigerian Railway Corporation, no maritime organizations. Even in terms of communication, we don't have to compete side by side with the foreign investors. why should the past administration do this to us? They have to be investigated very, very well. Those who bought this company, they not intentionally buy it so that they will kill it and make the private companies excel? That's what I think is happening. It is a form of sabotage that is sabotage this country up to making the whole state of Nigeria and just of poverty. They subjected the Nigerians to poverty in this country. Those who are involved should be investigated. If found guilty, they should be dealt with properly. If it needs firing squad, they should be sent to firing squad, because they sabotage the state of Nigeria and Nigerians as a whole. And if any of the private companies are known to be involved in this sabotage, they should be blacklisted and sent out of the country immediately. If properly, the laws of the land should deal with them also. If it is possible for the nation to back our national career, they should bring it back so that they will compete side by side. With the analysis Gafar gave us, we have everything on ground. So we did not see any reason behind it why these companies should not function. Since they are not buying most of the treatments, we already have it on ground. So why the failure? Who were behind the failure? Those are the things we should look for, and then those found guilty should be dealt with properly. Thank you. Good morning, Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Johnson. Thanks for that report. Thank you for your comments. All right, the numbers to still call are 009-868-7344 or 0909-146-9670. You can also send your comment via the short code 32120. Type rock, leave a space, type your message, include your name, and send to 32120. And we will be taking your comments. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning, Mario.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. My name is Paul Emi. I just want to say that when NITEL and Gafar were in power in 76 to 79, we had all national institutions working properly. We had the National Shipping Line, we had the Nigerian Airways, we had the Nigerian Telecommunications, and every other parastatal was working fine. When Gafar came back in 1999, everything was gone. Everything was totally gone. Now they have decided that, okay, what they should now do is privatization. He tried to bring Nigerian Airways back to the arrangements with Virgin Airlines and everything. Later that one also failed. Then they started selling and selling and selling. Until Nigeria has almost nothing. Even the NEPA that was sold now, is it working properly? It's still not working properly. I have always said it, and I will continue to campaign and say it. We do not have a nation. Now we are clamoring for President Buhari to do this, do that. We are taking everything. We are scattering everything. Just like Ele said this with the agree for we take 10 steps forward and we take 12 steps backward. That is what we do every time. That is what we do every time. So it is better for us to have a nation. It is better for us to have a nation first, so that we can arrange everything the way it's supposed to be arranged. To have a nation first is to have true federalism. When you have true federalism, the center will be weak. All these things will not be about stealing money. Okay, let's assume President Buhari does well, refurbishes everything and goes. Is that a strong decision? No. You want to build around strong personalities, you want to build around heroes, it cannot work. It is strong institutions can work. And when you want to build strong institutions, you must start by building a strong nation. When you want to build a strong nation, you must build a nation where everybody belongs, where everybody knows that they have a stake. So if you have a national entity, everybody working in it will know that, look, this is our property. Go on the streets of Lagos and some other streets that have bridges. You see people, citizens, they will go there, they will remove those aluminum rails. They will take them home and use them, they will melt it and use it and sell it. People go on the streets they remove NEPA cables. For kilometers, they go on the street, vandalize pipelines, they vandalize transformers, because they do not see the nation as their own. So what do we do? We first of all, the first corruption that needs to be dealt with before a nation can stand is to organize justice, so that a nation is established and everybody becomes stakeholders in that nation. We have equity. What we are getting in Ogun State is the same thing they are getting in Borno State. What you want in Borno State is what obtains. What I want in Ogun State is what obtains. My resources in Ogun State are accruable to Ogun State. That is when you will see Ogun State truly farming. That is when we see Lagos State truly getting what they deserve from the services they render, from the businesses that persist there. That is way to go. That is the only time you can organize national carriers and they will stand. But as it is now, we do not have a nation. And Hausa Fulani is there now, removing all people that are not from his own area, installing people that are from some areas.
Paul, again, here we go. Don't let us move away from the
topic of focus. What I'm saying is that when you are there, you try to fulfill the aspirations of your own coloration. You do not fulfill a nationalistic agenda. When you live there, somebody else will come there and oppose. Like Jonathan, when Jonathan was there, he did his own too. He did his own too. They are not removing what Jonathan put to put some other ones. When another person comes, we remove what this one has done, put another one. That is where you have a government to create silos to be refined, to process right. And another government comes there, says he's not going to do anything about it, abandons the silos.
All right,
that's where you find a governor will bring generators, and then another one will come and abandon it. Let's not have a patient first.
All right, thank you very much for the comments. Thanks.
Again, yes, there are rules to the game. Let's stay focused. Remember that you are not the only one itching to have your opinion heard. Hello.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Ola Anima Sound is the name calling from Abeokuta. Let's get back to focus. Let's bring ourselves back to the issue of discourse. The issue of the sale of NITEL and Mobitel, or what you call it. Revisiting. Based on what I heard from the news yesterday night and what I heard from your newscast this morning by 10 o'clock, the central focus, the basic line that we have to look at says, revisiting. Am I on air, please?
Yes, you are.
Thank you. They want to revisit to establish whether Nigerians have been sustained or not in the process of all these transactions. That is the central theme. Perhaps in the course of revisiting whether Nigerians have been sustained or not, which has been established by Gafar Ismaila intelligently, about the assets of NITEL all around the country, and to have sold it for 250 million, or is it billion? Will you please help me out?
Million. Dollars.
Yeah, whether it is M or B, I don't know. I doubt it is a B. It's an M for motor. Dollars. I think it's not impossible, that is from my own side, that Nigerians might have been sustained. And if that is the case, somebody saw something or have a kind of inkling that something might have gone wrong in that process, and he is trying as a responsible leader to revisit. This is not about whether taking steps forward or backward. This is continuity and prudency and what I call responsive governance. If you discover that something might have happened, let us revisit it. There is no exception in this instance that we are. Revisit anything revisitable. Check if Nigerians have been sustained. If perhaps at the end of the day you discover that we are still capable of having a national card, that doesn't necessarily mean that we are going to get rid of all the nice MTN, Glo, and all the rest of this world. They will continue to be there. let's see if we still have the capacity. If at the end of the day, it's quite established that we have that capacity to have a national carrier in telecom, why not? If not, the only thing is that that national carrier must be able to compete favorably with the existing private sector if we really need it. There's nothing like going back in that. The important thing is to make sure that Nigerians are adequately taken care of and we are not sustained. That is my own way of looking at it. Going back precisely to what we have to discuss without necessarily digressing. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Feeling of pinch of change. Okay. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning,
David. I greet you. My wife of this country. Good morning. This is Kyle Delumide from
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Wow. You see, let me tell you, the present government has really spoiled this country. The attitude in that government then, you see, was that each day, they will ask their aides to go out, look for a party of the government, of the people, that, look, which one do you think we can sell now? You can imagine the amount of money that this man quoted, my friend, Ismaila quoted, $250 to $260 million, just for license alone. Are you getting me? Means that things have gone haywire in this country. Property of NITEL costing 1 billion naira in Lagos sold. For 1 billion, which could have been more than that. It means, you see, let me say, we can see this man working now. Buhari has started working. This is a hard-working, dedicated, zealous, and sensitive person I have ever seen among those that have even ruled out in this country. Let me tell you, whether it's a go-slow man or a go-slow, let me tell you, I can agree with this man.
Let's stay focused on the topic.
I am still focusing on what we are talking about. I'm coming.
We are not looking at the administration.
Let me pray for this man. If it's only prayer that I can pray this one, I will pray for the work of Buhari to continue to be prosperous. So I want to pray and support the idea of putting the shortchanging of Nigerians in the sale of NITEL. Let me tell you, because many other networks are performing. Why is NITEL? Why was it not performing then? It's just because of sabotage. Because
do you think, Kade, if it is confirmed that we have been shortchanged, do you think it's necessary to put machinery in motion to revive NITEL?
Why not? Why not? Let me tell you.
You think it can still compete with the ones we have now?
By the grace of God, let me tell you. You see, there are big training for people that will be working united, just equally as given to the MTN or Air or Econet, whatever name you call these ones. But I believe that if given opportunity, we have Nigerians that could be able to work equally like the MTN. Are you getting? MTNs are short-changing. You can imagine the number of 50 naira they will take because of color or what do you call it, each day, every day. I don't know why. I have stopped them not to continue with all this nonsense, and they continue to shortchange me. What is all this nonsense? You see, we cannot continue to window dress all this. Let Buhari, you are a good man. I will continue to pray for this man. Let me tell you, automatically my money is removed every day. This money has been removed as well. Why should they continue to do that to me? When we have a carrier, a NITEL that has good carrier.
Are you sure that MTEL, NITEL, or whatever it is called will not do same?
Let me tell you, it is if you are given the opportunity, they need to show their self-worth and value. Nigerians are clamoring to work and then looking for jobs. And we have engineers that will be able to, you can see what is going on now. Even the body language of Buhari itself. And you imagine the NEPA working a little. At least for now, I can imagine, before, I can begin to enjoy 3 hours on interrupted power supply. I hope it will get to that level when we'll be having 18 hours and 24 hours very, very soon. So what are we talking about? If you say anything to anybody, let it be sold honorably and then with genuine intention, not because you want to keep your boss and yourself. You need to strive between serving the people and your boss or your family. Thank you very much. Good night.
Alright, it's still early in the morning, Kade. Have a wonderful day. We also take your own opinion. Hello.
Hello.
Morning.
Morning, Mr. David.
Yes, morning.
Please, this is my own observation. My
What's
own
your name,
idea
please?
over NITEL or NTEL. I'm Johnson, please. By the grace of God, I have a privilege of God to own one line when we were using landline. You see, those people that were just talking about things will work, they are just talking. Because we that were using those lines those days, we knew how much we suffered. We were only reaching the so-called technicians. Nigerian workers' attitude is they are not dedicated. They are the people that killed NITEL those days. You see, it's even better. I don't pray they return it back to NITEL, to government, because it will not work. It's better they sell it, and then even if the government is going to go on commission, let them go on commission. It's people that they will still employ to work, but then those that will buy it, will make sure they work to justify the money paid to them, rather than you working directly under government. Thank you. This is my own submission.
All right, thank you for your own submission. 32120, the SMS can also be used. Just type rock ROCK, you leave a space, put your opinion in, your name, area in which you are sending it from is also important, and forward it to the number 32120. We go to the telephone lines. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Yinka. Hello?
We can hear you, Yinka. Let's go.
Please, let me answer. I want you to answer one or two for me. When they say liquidated, it has been liquidated, what I thought was that it has been sold. I mean, a company, an organization has sold it. But does it mean liquidated bankruptcy, that it's no more existing? Is that what it means?
Well, that's what liquidation means, really. It's no longer in existence. But why it was liquidated, how it was liquidated, is another story. It could be liquidated as a result of bankruptcy. It could be liquidated because somebody else just wants to take over it and then wants to erase everything about it.
But so far, nobody has taken over it.
Hello?
No, so far, nobody has taken it over.
Yes, it's been sold. It's been sold.
So depending on what, is he not going to do something about for it to operate again?
Well, that's what government wants to investigate, really, whether the person should continue to operate it or other decisions will be taken by the present administration.
I'm clearer now. You see, to me, the sentiment of bringing back a national career is a good thing, but let's forget about it. Buhari, let's pray for Buhari, and let's say I could see Buhari face to face. I would tell him to take it easy. I think the sentiment is there that okay, this belongs to Nigeria, but Buhari, I don't think to make it. I don't know. He's overworking himself. NMP is that very important. That's our bloodline. Yeah, he's not joking with that. But forget about this. Whether to investigate what we want to investigate, to know whether we are people have said before, whether we are shortchanged or not. If we are shortchanged, the company pay the other part to pay the remaining part. Yeah, the company is interested in operating in Nigeria. Yes, they pay the balance of what they are supposed to pay for what they bought. But about national career or non-national career, let's forget about it. We don't know about Nigeria, we have our peculiarity. So we know this culture is there, and Buhari has that's why it's finding it because people elect ministers now. It's type in Nigeria, you can count on your fingertips. You don't have to type as so. Apart previous nobody invested so much effort into what Buhari is doing about it. 60 months he has spent. So it's more than 4 years from previous head of state. So let's take it some other things. Let's not work himself over from every issue. So let them put it together they want to do. Let them bring back if it's business, let him say what he's supposed to say. If it's not, then let him make another company. Okay. But let them forget about national career or non-national career because the Buhari not be there to run it. So I think that's all the thing. Let's investigate and if there's any such thing, let them correct it. I think that's move on.
All right.
And many other things. Not let's forget about overworking himself. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Chinka. Thanks for that. Quickly, we take some SMS. We take some of our messages here. And the first one says, there is an urgent need for the government to float a more virile national carrier to checkmate the undue exploitations of those predators called private telecom providers. That's coming from Wole Badiger from Adigbe. If we want to privatize all our national carrier because of the character of people managing them, let federal government reclaim NITEL, NTEL, and let's see the badger that will mismanage the office if, okay, the bagger, all right, if the person will not rot in jail in this era of President Muhammadu Buhari, Alala de Shegun. And another message coming, and this one coming from Wole Badiger from Adigbe. NITEL was destroyed and mismanaged based on the fact that appointments were made via national character and not on the merit of competence and pure technocrat or technocracy. That's coming from Wole Badiger from Adigbe. President Muhammad Buhari should revisit the sale, but NITEL MTEL should remain dead because no government business ever succeeds. Example, NNPC, NIG, Nigeria Airways, etc. JA Adenichi. Alright, let's take some more calls and then we'll come back to more of the messages.
Alright, yes, I keep sending it. 32120 is the number, but just type ROCK before doing so. 08098687344 and 0909146967. Hello. Hello, good morning.
Did I say good night, Toby and Dele? This is Kyle calling back. My 1 minute, please. Good morning again. You see, let me tell you. Do you know that some people were shortchanged by NITEL or probably the federal government then, led by whoever? I don't know. Maybe Dr. Jonathan also. You see, some people that are supposed to be enjoying the pension now, Chop for Life was the offer of whatever they give, was on table for them then. But unfortunately, they paid them off and they paid for that year or something like that. I hope you still remember. And they could only enjoy just 5-year pension till date, as I'm saying it to you now. And you can imagine they cited to court and the federal government then, and they were able to win that matter in the court. But unfortunately, the DPE or whatever name they were called, brief or whatever, it rose up and then that matter. And now the courts, they probably will be going to Supreme Court now. I don't know, but I believe they should go. Since this thing is going to be readdressed by Buhari. So I believe that you see, when people are doing certain things, these things are not hidden that people will not see what you are doing. People like Jonathan are ruining this country. And I believe people that are hiding, probably shielding him will know, will listen to us, that what this man did to us was so bad. Nikon is still there. They should look into that case too. They sold it to themselves among those people that were in the Senate or the House of Representatives there. I believe issues like if Buhari will not even come for first and second time, I will continue to pray for this man. By the grace of God, he will survive it and he will change it for better. Because the country is just lawless and then probably we are not focusing on what we're supposed to have. You can see the people that the industrial nation, they grow just by their attitude, policies and legislation. What are we doing here? We have intelligent people, we have all those that are skillful rather, who can put these things straight. We are probably having MTN taking our money from us, Airtel and so on and so forth. Right. When we have NITEL which can work for us without relenting in what they are doing. You see, we need to get certain impression for Buhari to continue, and that impression I have for him is that let us give him opportunity to work now.
Thank you.
Criticizing this man. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thanks for that.
Thank you for your 1 minute.
Hello.
All right. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hello. You're on.
Hello, thank you very much. I'm sorry, this is Johnson. Somebody made mention of Buhari, whether it's people that, if at all, is reverted, and if anybody misbehave, he will kill him. Yeah, talking of Nigeria, we are talking of just as individual. How long will Buhari be there? How long is that? It's been there before Buhari. We are talking of Nigeria. Let's reason above sentiment and talk about the reality. Thank you. This is just my own observation.
Thank you for your observation. Reality. Yes, reality. Alright, we take other observations. 0809-868-7344 and 0909-146-9670. In addition to the short message service 32120, which can also be used. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Good morning, Billy. Good morning, my sister. My name is Dr. Nkom. I'm calling from Ashero Estate. Well, it's just fortunate that we are just discussing what I will call privatization when that is what we are discussing, the issues at stake. And I remember Professor Akeredua Ale was going to celebrate him tomorrow. I knew his view on this issue if he was still alive. What he would talk of, he was a master, and he supported privatization so much that we are on the other side of the midline. But let me go to this national carrier. For goodness sake, we are not talking of national carrier because we want to compete with MTN. If a national carrier comes, he will employ cleaners. We are talking of employment generation. So are you telling me that Nigeria, because we have MTN, we have Glo, ATN, so that is the end of it? No other person can have the game. We can't have any other, even ATN, if they come, we cannot because we have it. This is the point we are making, that if you are going to have a national carrier, there is nothing wrong with it because it's going to give us employment. Engineers, cleaners, doctors, nurses, and what have you. That's what we are talking of. How do you get employment? We are talking of employment. People are unemployed. This is what we are talking of. What is wrong with it? What was wrong with NITEL wasn't because it was NITEL. What was wrong with NITEL was because of the way people managed it, how government selected directors and what have you. Look at what happened in education. You put the Minister of Education, if people can remember what, Weekend, you put a man like that in education. Now you say you should scrap education at the because he wasn't there because he was supposed to do anything. He was there for political reasons. This is what you should go to. Political reasons is what is killing what kills NITEL. That is why, up till as I'm talking to you now, NTA cannot compete with channels because of political reasons, because of the equipment they have. We should hammer on that. If you get the right people, why can't we have another national carrier? Why can't we have another Nigeria Airways? Look, Nigerians are the people who sustain different airlines, if you don't know. Nigerians are the people who sustain Kenya Airlines. If Nigerians decide not to use the Kenya Airlines, it will die. And yet still, we don't have, I feel like talking of someone happened and all that. What happened to Nigeria? Especially to Cabos. Cabos is still using some of those places as I'm still talking to you. What happened? Because the man managed it well. When we bring doctors to come and run airways, we bring nurses to come and run airways, and then we have to put our hand inside our nose and say the government cannot run this thing. No, government can't. And I believe that someone like Buhari, if he had had people like that who will not listen to stupid sentiments, please, so if you are going to deal with corruption, please, like Hassan Kuka says, the peace committee led by Abubakar says, please somebody don't be too much who stole our money. Those are the people who killed NITEL, not the government. Those are the people who kill any other government, not Buhari, because we are not allowed to say the truth. The truth of the matter is that most of, who is running MTN now? Are they all South Africans? No. What of Glo? No. What of Switzerland? No. They're run by Nigerians. But you can't just find a round hole in a square peg there. People are there because of who they are, not because of they are connected with the government secretary or you know a minister, you know a APC captain. That is the problem we are talking of. That's the basis of it. We can run a Nigeria now profitably. We can run Nigeria Airways now, can run shipping airlines now profitably, provided we put the right people there. Not the issue of saying some of it from North. When it's a Muslim, it must be a Christian. When it's a Christian, it must be a Hindu, and all that. Those are the issues. That's the basic issue of what is happening in Nigerian enterprise, not the coloration of it, not forever. Deal with that. And for goodness sake, we have a NITEL, we will employ more people, we have Nigeria Airways to make us proud, because I get insulted when I enter a different airline and they tell me rubbish. If you tell me rubbish Nigeria Airways, I don't mind. We are the people sustaining Kenya Airways, as I said earlier. So please, we can run it if we have the right people at the top. So we followers keep our mouths shut and start talking what we don't understand much about. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Dr. Uncle. Maybe a little bit of a digression at the moment. I wonder how Ethiopia has been successfully maintaining Ethiopia. I used it before, even though it was empty, but like Dr. Uncle said, many of those of us who were then going to Europe were all Nigerians. And I wonder how a country like Ethiopia could not be described to be a stable country, really. By also not be described to be a rich country, but also, but they've been managing that airline for a long time, really. It's majorly about the attitude. I talked about attitude, earlier, and even the mindset as well, and the ability to, or the political will to do what is needful at every point in time. We've talked about the kind of people that are brought in. Everything about Nigeria is more about political. It's political. Even when you have to eat, it's political. When you have to drink, it becomes political. Once the right set of people can be brought in, it could live. But for now, I keep saying it, for now, it will not just be what we need to do for now, because there are so many other pending matters that are so hidden that needs to be looked into or attended to at the moment. Let's quickly take some of our messages and then we take some more calls. This message is coming from Idowu from Abeokuta. NITEL will work as long as we have competent people to handle it. By the way, if I can still remember, they were active till late 90. For intelligence purpose, let them recall NITEL so that our nation will be safer in terms of intelligence. No NEPA light at Ilewe. Oh, sorry, this is a way off message. All right, that's for the eyewitness report. And this one says revisit of sales of NITEL is matter of National Assembly. Let Buhari focus on his election promises because he has less than 4 years to go. Buhari was one of those that ruled this country before everything started during the military era. Giwa from Abeokuta. All right, thank you for those comments. We'll take some more calls. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, my name is Kazim. I'm calling from Abeokuta. I want to give kudos to this guy. He just called Ego. It is individual. The lady in the studio just said something. It is individual discipline. There's nothing that cannot work. Hello?
With you.
Yes, there's nothing that cannot work. It's individual. It's our character. When you see something that is not good, you should not politicize everything. This thing is not good. Forget about the issue of the party. Let that person know this thing is not good. I continue to say this. If a light was given in my flat, definitely the next house in my area must have the light, because if it fails, it's never been. But if you continue to criticize me because I say NEPA is not giving me electricity, when they cut or they remove that pole or that thing, it's not going to have light too unless you use the generator. So we should all individually discipline ourselves. There is nothing cannot work. Where are we going to get the employment? These things are not working. But I'm only pity for Buhari. The reason is that after the 4 years, if you work all these things, I pray, or even going to spend 8 years, I pray when we are going to succeed in, who have the same mind or the same character as having. If not, individually, we are bad, we are corrupt. We are the ones spoiling everything. We are using political or parties to sabotage everything. We decide not to say the truth because of our policy. We politicize everything because we like this. If somebody, if I have a child and he started taking taking cigarettes or taking, so I should say because it's my son, I should not allow police to catch him. That is where the problem is. So individual, we should change our mind. Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you. Hello. Hello? Hello, we're still taking your calls. Hello, good morning. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm Prince Ojo. I'm speaking from the Kishukuruge in Abeokuta.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, I strongly support the revisit of the sale of NITEL by the President. The telecom guru, Gafar, said it all this morning. if the sale is found to be undervalued, the culprits should be brought to book. The government needs money now. And those found guilty or selling NITEL at a ridiculous price should be made to cough out the money. Of course, I do my heart for the president. Thank you.
All right, I thank you. Was in support of the action of the president.
All right, and I have a message here. Let's take the message. This one is coming from Leke from Abeokuta. Buhari should stop dissipating his energy on the misconduct of the past leaders. Nigerians know the evil leaders. He should avoid distraction. Privatization is a program of successive governments. Buhari should concentrate on the nation's building with the national resources available. Leke from Abeokuta. Thanks so much for that. All right, let's see if we could, pick about 2 more calls before we go. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Good morning. We take 2 calls more. Hello. Who is there?
Hello.
All right. 08096873444. Morning. Let's talk.
Hello. Good morning.
Yes. Good morning.
Yes. My name is Wahid. How are you? Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, Wahid.
Dele, how are you?
Fine.
Yeah, thank you. I'm happy with the discussion this morning. No doubt about the fact that some of what transpired in the last administration has to be reviewed. Dele, if we want to be sincere with ourselves and if we want to move forward, I want to agree with you. You said it during the course of the program, that we were having problems with the issue of inconsistency in the policies and the activities of our government. But there are some things that, if you see, it will be difficult for one, I mean an upright person, like President Muhammadu Buhari, if you see, it will be very difficult for you to just overlook it. It will be very, very difficult. As much as I want to believe that we should move forward and there should be consistency, because government is continuous. But there are some things that one has to look into, like this issue of privatization of NITEL. What we had wasn't privatization of that NITEL. It was just dash. It was AUF. It was AUF to cronies of last administration. And it is wrong. We had what our online guest said this morning, that in terms of property alone, the monetary value of the property of that agency cannot be quantified. It's not in tandem with how much they sold that agency. So that is exactly what we are saying, that we cannot say because I'm having a headache, so my head should be cut off. The problem we're having in the country is leadership problem. It is absurd. He said that Ethiopia could manage their national career for some period of years, and how could Nigeria would not be able to manage us? Everything is now being privatized. Everything. Our national airline, our national telecommunication, and everything just like that. So the problem we're having is the problem of leadership. If we can have appropriate people with a kind of a mindset that we can say, oh, this is a mindset that one can reckon with, I think those things will work. That is the problem we are having. So it has to be reviewed, no doubt about that. Because what we had was just a kind of a give out. It's not as simple as that. It has to be reviewed, it has to be looked into, so that we can have appropriate things at appropriate time. That is just it. We cannot just look at the way our national emolument, our national assets just being sold just like that. I did think that privatization even was carried out in a transparent and accountable manner. I personally wouldn't have much problem. But what happened to that NITEL up to this moment, even with the privatization? What happened? So we need a right set of people at the hands of affairs so that they can put things right. That is just it. Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Wahid. Thanks for your comments. All right, that's how much we will be able to take on to this edition of Citizens Forum and on the round of On Daybreak Show. I am Agmerio Oaikina. Daybreak Show will be back tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock.
I'm Dele Ayodo. Have a wonderful day.
New Africa. Remember